Today we're talking about one of the most popular and narratively resonant heroes, Silver Fang, also known more simply as Bang. Much like any character, there is much confusion and debate around Silver Fang and his power level. Some people think he would give Orochi a decent fight, and others think he genuinely couldn't take down Garou while he was already half dead. I know back in the day I said things like Darkshine beating Bang, but my opinion has definitely changed since then, and I actually think people kind of underestimate him. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, and if you like these S-Class videos, subscribe to see future breakdowns. Also, if you guys want to interact with me, world famous debater and power scaler Professor Fiction, my community Discord server is linked down below. I regularly talk with my friends and fans, so if you want to talk to me outside of the comment section, I encourage you guys to join. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff to go over, so let's get into it. Just like any other character, I think Bang's actual story and character play a lot into his power. Despite being a hero, Bang is no warrior for justice. Even when thousands of lives are at stake, Bang can casually crack jokes and even thinks it's kind of funny. In his youth, he would go around fighting every strong martial artist. His rampage comes to a stop when Bang's older brother Bomb comes and destroys him despite having no killing intent. Many people think this turned Bang into a good person, but it's not quite that simple. While Bang has recognized his mistakes, his focus has always been on his weakness and how to attain power. He would then develop the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, a technique which quite literally uses your own violence against you, showing improvement from his rampaging and violent self. In his youth, 51 years ago, he and Bomb were once considered unstoppable in the words of Murata, but this is not Bang's peak or prime as many like to imagine. He never gives up in his pursuit of power and strength. The chapter cover of chapter 148 actually says this blatantly, that he and Garou longed for greater strength, and it's strength and talent that drew the two of them together. The guides explain this in better detail. Rather than declining, his martial arts skills have kept getting sharper and sharper with age, and have transcended the realm of simple mastery. If Bang has really spent the better part of a century honing his abilities, it's no surprise that some of the strongest and most conceited S-Class heroes like Atomic Samurai and Darkshine think he's all that. Sitch, one of the top hero executives, was baffled that Garou could even survive a battle with Bang, and thinks that Garou should be rated a dragon level threat based on that alone. Garou at this point bullied both Metal Bat and Tank Top Master, but him simply not dying against Bang is more impressive than either feat. This is cool and all, but we need to look at his actual showings in combat and lore. Bang's most noteworthy attribute is his technique, the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, or Fist of Flowing Water Crushed Rock in the Viz translation. After losing to his brother and sealing his old techniques away, Bang created the ultimate defensive martial art. I plan on doing a super in-depth breakdown on the Water Stream, which I'll be calling it from this point on, later, but since this is a Bang breakdown video, I have to go over it obviously. More than just martial arts, this technique manipulates energy inside your body to mimic raging tides and puts that energy into your fists. With that, Bang can redirect the strength of his opponents back at them, as seen against Fear Ugly. Tank Top Master described Garou as deflecting with twice the strength, and as both Genos and Darkshine put it, Garou at this point is a novice compared to Bang. Garou was also able to deflect the swings of Metal Bat and the horns of Orochi, both of which could do serious or even lethal damage if they ever landed. But Bang's control over the Water Stream is far more precise and efficient. Bang even claims that he could deflect any power or force in some translations. Not that Bang can literally deflect anything, but means he's at least confident in his ability to deflect most physical forces. In the anime OVA, Bang is too overbearing. He even debates in his head what would happen if he had to fight Saitama after watching Saitama shatter the city-destroying meteor. He's described as reaching legendary levels of skill, godlike, and he and his older brother Bomb are called the greatest martial arts masters. Bang's techniques enable him to defeat opponents physically stronger than he is, such as Darkshine in a sparring match. It's unclear how hard both were trying here, but regardless, Bang blatantly defeats a stronger fighter with skill. In terms of physical strength, Bang at base doesn't actually have much to speak of. Outside of pummeling Melzigard, a monster who can turn the Deep Sea King into paste, he's unable to fully incapacitate an already wounded Garou. Many say Bang was holding back, which he technically was as he never used the Awakening Breath. However, Bang also was not pulling his punches either, as he himself explains in a private conversation with his brother Bomb. For those that think Bang was lying here, Bomb is the only person present and is Bang's most trusted ally. He has no motivation to lie. Another friend of Bang's, Atomic Samurai, also initially thinks Bang may hesitate against Garou, but later considers it an unforgivable insult on Bang's resolve. Outboxing Garou is still a pretty decent feat, seeing as Garou could damage Genos, but Bang's main abilities in combat are his techniques and speed. Even though Garou could withstand the beating, Bang consistently blitzes him in their fight, and Garou even thinks he makes Bug God and Royal Ripper look like nothing, monsters which could damage and keep up with a full health and powered up Garou. Bang can also deflect numerous blasts from Overgrown Rover and apparently punches from Darkshine, both attacks which nearly killed stronger versions of Garou. Despite his lack in power, Atomic Samurai still considers the two of them rivals and thinks Bang is actually stronger than another high-level swordmaster, Nichiren. In order to rival these characters, Bang would at least need relative speed and similar attributes, more than likely his techniques. It's possible that Kamikaze is referring to Bang's full power and he knows about the Awakening Breath, but Bang was even surprised that Garou knew that technique, and he himself only seems to unveil it in do-or-die situations, like against Elder Centipede or Garou. Bang also implies that he can only really have one more real full power battle, so I don't think it's likely he uses it regularly or in sparring matches. Rivaling Atomic Samurai in speed is very impressive, as I've already gone over much of his speed feats in his own breakdown video, but he's capable of blitzing Vomited Fear Ugly, who could even react to Darkshine, and this is consistent with Bang beating Darkshine in a sparring match, with Darkshine able to jump in between a blast from Evil Natural Water before Atomic Samurai could. Bang and Darkshine also reign over the hero world in hand-to-hand combat, with other translations calling them the twin pillars of the hero world. Both Atomic Samurai and Darkshine can do significant damage to weakened Orochi, which gave heroes like Genos and Drive Knight trouble. Bang would at the very least be rivaling these characters with his techniques. With his speed scaling and hacked out martial arts, Bang and Base should be a rival for Base Atomic Samurai and Darkshine, as many statements and feats suggest, and if anything, he'd more than likely be faster than them. However, this is all just Bang when he's suppressed, or in his base state. Bang can actually use the Awakening Breath, as I've mentioned a few times, to amp his stats. The Awakening Breath draws upon the body's potential, pushing it to its limits. As first teased in Chapter 84, Bang was ready to face down the monster cadre Elder Centipede. Elder Centipede had already clapped Metal Bat, and Giro thinks he's so powerful that only the strongest heroes such as Tatsumaki or Metal Knight would be able to face him. One's original storyboards do say there's absolutely nothing Bang, Bomb, and Genos could do to stop Elder, but Bang is still somewhat confident he could at least stall Elder Centipede. In the surface battle, Bang uses some more of his true strength and annihilates Fear Ugly and Gums. These monsters individually gave strong heroes like Pig God and Genos lots of trouble, but are helpless against the martial artist. Just as the heroes seem to be winning, Garou emerges from underground. Bomb is fatigued and can't stop Garou, and Garou, despite literally being asleep, is so precise and skilled, he's able to match Bomb's mastered Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist. Bomb even notes that Garou is using a combination of all his fighting styles, which is probably the Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, as he named the technique shortly after. This is when Bang appears, the fated battle between master and student, and Bang finally goes all out. Bang fights a losing battle, but is able to have an extended fight with Garou where they fight mostly evenly. In fact, Bang is able to consistently outmaneuver Garou and tag him more than Garou can hit him. If this was a boxing match, you can imagine Bang would have a higher hit percentage than Garou, if that makes sense. Whether this is because Bang is incredibly faster or incredibly more skilled doesn't really matter, seeing as Garou in terms of actual techniques is probably the most skilled being on the planet right now, with Bang only surpassing him with experience. Bomb, who's also touted as one of the greatest masters, thought Garou's techniques were the product of his monsterization, and fusing techniques is an incredibly difficult task. Even Bang and Bomb can't fuse two techniques without working together, so Garou being able to do it makes him insanely skilled, even in his sleep. Garou would go on to name this technique against Platinum S and Flashy Flash, like I already said, although it wouldn't be mastered until much much later. These three engage in a three-way deadlock where Garou is so fast they never actually hit him, at least on screen, and he consistently reacts to and tags both his opponents. This should scale to Bang, since Garou had been pushed to his absolute limits with the Awakening Breath and got no major power-ups after waking up that we know of. It's no exaggeration that Garou is probably one of the most skilled and fastest characters around at this point, and Bang can still somewhat weave and box with him. Many people believe Garou should be nerfed due to being asleep, which he explained before makes him weaker, but as I already said, Garou is as skilled as possible at this point, and with the Awakening Breath, his strength and speed should be near or actually at their peak. Garou uses Bang's original technique, the Explosion Heart Release Fist, which propels him even further beyond his limits. It's as if he's paralleling Bang in his youth, and even Bomb notices this. However, this time, Garou is too strong. Even though Bang can take several direct hits from Garou, the damage starts to build and Bang is forced back. Garou unleashes the Roaring Aura Sky Ripping Fist, that's a mouthful, a fusion of Bang and Bomb's techniques that took everything they had just to pull off. This technique creates shockwaves that travel through the entire body, with Bomb noting a single hit is enough to shatter every bone in Bang's body. Shortly after this, Garou uses this technique to blow away a super powered up Evil Natural Water, and when Bang and Bomb use the technique together, it destroys Elder Centipede's carapace. Despite this, Bang is actually able to use the water stream to deflect most of Garou's strikes, insane when you consider just one hit from Bang and Bomb could already crack a major portion of Elder Centipede's carapace. He then lands a full straight punch on Garou's face, cracking his weird monster exterior, which never happened even against Flashy Flash and Platinum S. This probably means Bang should be on a similar level to Flashy Flash. Platinum S is probably suppressed here, as Garou would be forced to grow even stronger against him. An argument could be made that even suppressed, he'd be stronger than his earlier form, Golden S, someone who could easily destroy Vomited Fear Ugly and Darkshine. Even if you don't actually think Bang scales to this directly, he scales to Garou, who stomped those two already. But I actually think it's more than likely Bang scales to that upper level. Bang may not be reaching those high cadre tiers, like Elder Centipede or Platinum S, but he's kind of scratching that level. If the cadres are meant to parallel the S-Class or be slightly stronger than them, it would make sense that Bang is sorta near the top. He's basically the strongest hero after you get past the limit-breaking psychic powers, dimension-hopping reality warpers, and angry baseball teenagers. The only real debatable exception is Flashy Flash, but even Flash is sorta on that upper level as well. Just given his nature, it makes sense for Bang to be this powerful. He may not dash around the sky like Flash, or crush cities like Elder Centipede, but he does in fact scale to these characters. And I'm just saying, Bang coincidentally has to go fight Garou right before Golden S and Homeless Emperor appear? I don't know, just kinda strange. He's the one who propelled Garou into godly levels of skill. His techniques are so advanced that even as Garou is literally blessed with the power of God, we see him copying Bang directly and using his moves. Truly godlike technique. Despite half a century of training and obsession with strength, Bang unfortunately cannot overcome Garou. Bang was torn between two paths, that of power and redemption. While both were possible to achieve, Bang tried too hard to redeem himself by becoming a hero, something he was never cut out or even interested in doing. In One Punch Man, a common theme is characters becoming the thing they desire or getting the things they desire with an ironic twist or an unfortunate twist of fate. Crab Latte loved crab, so he became a crab. Saitama wanted to become the strongest, so he became too strong. It's apparent in almost every character when you really break it down. So if Bang's desires or obsession is both power and redemption, the ironic twist in his life was Garou himself, another talented and power-hungry individual. Garou could fulfill Bang's obsession with power, but his attempts to redeem himself as a hero caused him to neglect the darkness inside Garou, and he went rogue, turning into the greatest villain the series has ever seen so far. Bang's true self lies in his own pursuit of power, as that is his redemption, becoming strong in an honest and true way. As soon as Bang quits being a hero, he takes Garou again as a student. Garou says that Bang is the only hero good enough to spar with him, and while there's some truth to this, it seems to be a front of some sort. These two men, half a century apart in age, who can both crack jokes when everyone around them is dying and only care about strength, can have a genuine and almost real person-like conversation with each other. While they may have met because they both seek power, it's because they both seek power that they found someone that they could truly connect with.